Hey Crusaders, I'm Julius.
And I'm AJ.
And today we're going to be doing our Captain America The Winter Soldier spoiler cast review, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we're going to be going into tons of spoilers about the movie, the ending, all that good stuff.
If you haven't seen it, do yourself a courtesy and don't watch this video. Please like and subscribe, but don't watch the rest of this video.
Yeah, so with that in mind, what are your thoughts?
Holy crap, I loved this movie.
Yeah.
Like, everything that people have been saying about this movie, they were completely right and then some. I mean, it was really good. Arguably the best movie made in this Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I was making a list as I do, and I was putting all the movies together. Even the Sony and the Fox ones, like the Marvel.
Just throwing them in there.
It's number one.
Whoa, really? You would still say
the Avengers was like 8.
You gave it.
It was like my it was my 8 on the list, and
okay. Wow.
It's like I like it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not as plot heavy, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just, with the ones that Disney owns right now, I would say it's definitely first or second. Tied with Iron Man. I would say, just because that was a phenomenal movie as well. But I loved this. I loved when he's taking out all the guys on the ship.
The hand-to-hand in this movie. It's like, this is like, without any hyperbole, the best hand-to-hand that you've seen in any superhero movie.
I mean, Batman's supposed to be the best martial artist in the world.
Yeah.
And Cap totally beat him. Like, it was incredible. I wanted to be Captain America. I walked out of the theater going, I pledge allegiance to Steve Rogers. He is the Captain of America. So I loved it. The only thing that I would say I wasn't necessarily fond of was the sexual tension between Black Widow and Captain America.
Right.
I would say that was just, for me, uncomfortable.
Because you kind of wanted it to be like Agent 13.
I love Agent 13. Yeah. She's beautiful. She's blonde. I have a soft spot in my heart for blonde girls. But also, I was like, okay, one, Hawkeye's not in the movie. I understand that. He wasn't in Ed Brubaker's run of Captain America really at all. So they wanted to respect that and have him just not really be in it.
Apparently they're going to address that in the Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, because everyone was like, hey, where's Hawkeye?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I felt that was just kind of weird to see them kind of having this tension, knowing that she has something with Hawkeye.
Yeah. I liked it.
You like it?
I was rooting for it. But they didn't go too deep. Right? No, it was like a couple scenes.
No.
And nothing firm. Yeah. Like, it's mostly, you could tell he probably maybe got friend zoned.
I don't know about that.
Well, because I mean they're always talking. The biggest thing you get attention is in the car when they're driving to the bunker, I think. And then she's talking. Is that the first time you kiss? Yeah, right. Yeah. That's when you feel it. Other than that, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, no, I enjoyed the movie 100%. Well, yeah, but that was like the only thing where I was like, I just would have changed it just a little bit.
Yeah, and that goes into one of my negatives.
Yeah, what was it?
Right, and it's basically everything's positive.
Yeah, but, I mean, we have to address these things.
Yeah.
So we don't,
Yeah, I have to be honest. The Agent 13 character, as much as like I hear she's great in the comics, she was underutilized.
She was really underutilized.
Like, you could really take her out of the movie and it'd work. Like, you could have another, like, just a random agent step in all those scenes.
Yeah, and she is supposed to be related to Cap's love interest from the 40s.
Did they even address that?
They didn't, and so I didn't know if that was like she's not related to Carter. Or I didn't know, but yeah, that's another thing where I was like, I could have done more Agent 13. But another thing, though, that I thought was really interesting is when Cap is jumping out of the window at S.H.I.E.L.D. after he fought all those guys. That was so, for me, I had like a sacred reminder of what happened during Civil War. And a lot of the events that transpire in Cap 2, Winter Soldier, they felt very Civil War-ish.
Very, like, it's tackling issues that's happening in, like, modern, like, it, because I know Civil War is, like, about civil liberties and, like,
it was about,
having to,
It was superheroes not wanting to register for the government.
Exactly.
And so when this happens, you know, Cap's like, no way, I can't do this. I can't go hunt down other superheroes. And he, you know, becomes public enemy number 1. And when all this was happening, I'm like, this is so cool. But now they can't do that in like a Civil War movie.
Well, I mean, it's a different. I guess it could, but it's a different context.
It would be, but it would still be like the same things. And so that was one thing where I was like, that was really cool in the movie. I'm so glad I got to see that. But I would have rather seen that with, you know, a Civil War, story.
Yeah. But like the story wise and everything just seemed like perfectly executed.
I loved it. Yeah.
Like every plot felt like it was needed. Like at one point in the movie when they went to the bunker.
Yeah.
And they were talking about you know, Zola, the supercomputer, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a weak scene. I don't know why this is happening. Blah blah blah.
I was thinking that.
And then all of a sudden he's like, I've been stalling you this whole time.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my god, that paid everything off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that was going on, I'm like, oh, Zola's algorithm. Oh, an artificial intelligence that's able to track and find all these people and is able to kill them all with, you know, the shield technology and the weaponry. And I was like, that kind of sounds a little bit like Ultron. Just a little. Like,
yeah.
I felt like the Zola's algorithm thing and all that, I felt like that was really just foreshadowing what we're going to see in Ultron. That plus the stuff we saw in Iron Man 3 with all the Iron Man suits being controlled at the same time. I feel like that's what we're going to see in Ultron, just a little bit.
Yeah. The one other negative, and I promise this is the last one, is throughout, it seems like for me, every Marvel movie, a character dies.
Oh, yeah.
And then
definitely
comes back. I mean, the whole premise of this movie is someone dying and coming back, right? And that's great for this movie. But with, like, you know, we saw Coulson, and then we see this time with Samuel L. Jackson.
Loki's died twice.
And then Loki. I'm like, it doesn't have any weight. Like, at least, you know, you've seen, like, you know, DC movies, not to be, like, a fanboy, but, like, you know, like, when someone dies, it's like, that is huge. But with this, it gets, like, you know, in the future, I'm not going to be, you know...
Yeah, I'm going to be skeptical when someone dies until the end. I mean, even after the credits. No. Well, because Coulson was dead the end of Avengers.
Yeah, some people probably still think it because they don't watch the TV show.
Yeah, I mean, we've had comments saying, wait, Coulson's alive? So, you know, I think that's something that I wish was true in this universe, that dead is dead. You can't come back.
But that's not to say Samuel L. Jackson was bad. Like, that scene they had with him, that chase, that was awesome. That
was cool. And when he came back, when, you know, Cap saw him again and he was being all sassy, I'm black, I'm Samuel L. Jackson. I loved it. Yeah. But I knew that was going to happen just because I'm like, there's no way they could kill him off. Even in this movie, like the way it was feeling and the tone and everything, I'm like, I don't think they're going to do it.
So, to sum it all up, at least for me, and then we'll go to AJ.
Yeah.
I love how this movie, every Marvel movie has a very specific feel to it.
Yeah, they all,
They have their own tone. This movie carved out something different. Not something, it's not like overly dark or gritty. It still has a Marvel feel, but you could tell that they're talking about the plot line with them trying to, you know, the big helicarriers killing people, you know, drones. Like, that could be, you know, that's what we're probably trying to infer or bring the audience to attention of. Like, using different stuff in the, you know, happening in America and the world today. And it's just a really deep movie that you can see multiple times and still pick up on stuff.
Yeah, and for me, I didn't really care for the metaphor. Like,
right.
I mean, that's just
that's a great thing about it.
Yeah, and because, you know, I mean, my political beliefs, I don't like to bring into movies all that often. But I loved Cap, I loved Bucky, I loved Black Widow, I loved Nick Fury. I even loved Mara Hill, and I usually, like, don't care for her.
Yeah.
I thought, like, she was awesome when she was taking out some S.H.I.E.L.D. guys, or Hydra guys, or whatever they were. And so, you know, I really just, all in all, thought this was a phenomenal movie. I hope that we get to see more movies like this, and that they get to accomplish the thrill and excitement that this movie was able to provide for us.
Yeah, at the very least, it's their best sequel.
I think it's just...
I mean, yeah.
I think it's one of the best sequels I've ever seen in general.
Oh, yeah.
Because every subplot that was in the previous film was addressed and completed in this movie.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that Bucky was experimented on. I like totally forgot, and I had seen the movie before I saw it that afternoon.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, right, duh, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so what would you give it out of 10?
I mean, I think I need to see it a couple more times to be certain. I mean, I want to go, oh, 9 out of 10. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring it back just a little bit and go 8.7. I mean, B+, if you can say that that's what the rating is. Phenomenal movie. 8.7. What about you?
For me, it's like a 9.2. Like it's
okay. You really like this movie.
Yeah, it's almost says it all. Like it's, I think, the best all around, just like great Marvel movie. Batman vs Superman is gonna need pretty damn good everything to compete against Captain America 3, because that's looking like it could be a big competition.
Definitely.
So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you did like it, and if you didn't like it, don't do anything.
Just yeah. Well, no, like, comment, subscribe. Do it anyway.
And leave a comment below if you want us to discuss a certain topic. And thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, stay ace.